Well, my name is Mike Mallett. Joining me here is Bill Foley, and to my right, Dean Reynolds, and we're going to take you through the final night here of the DIRTcar Nationals at Volusia Speedway Park. And no surprise, really, who got the win tonight. Matt Williamson, guys, getting it done, dominating performance like we've seen pretty much all week long by him and Larry, and leading all 50 laps and picking up $5,000.
Yeah, definitely. That's the way it was. About 15 laps to go, the track locked down, and that was all she wrote for anybody making any moves. So, again, Larry Wight get the championship. Jimmy Phelps we'll talk about later, solid second, and Matt Shepard, great rebound for third.
Yeah, so again, picking up the win, Matt Williamson. As you mentioned, Larry Wight, what a week for Larry, picking up his third Big Gator championship here at Volusia. 3 wins in a week. That is tough to do down here, Dean.
And I got to do some research, but I think they announced that coming into tonight, it was 6 wins in a row for Larry, other than the opening night, because he won several times last year. But it was a tale of two stories. Larry dominating again, but remember Matt Williamson, how he struggled here last year, the first ride with the Buzz Chew, and Matt was down on himself and everything after the 4 to 5 nights that we got in, but it turned around for him. Yeah,
Matt Williamson. Last year, Bill talked to him earlier this week, and he wasn't even sure if he was going to have a ride after how bad things went last year here at the DIRTcar National. But this year, 2-time winner. Again, he made $8,000, so not a bad week for him. And again, the Big Gator going back to Sanction, New York with Larry Wight. Bill, you brought up a couple of different guys, and Jimmy Phelps, he really needed the run tonight. I mean, Jimmy just they struggled a little bit here all week long.
They definitely did. And another guy who struggled was Billy Dunn. Billy told me just moments ago, I needed to make one adjustment. We just couldn't find the one adjustment we needed. So he finished in 4th, so that wasn't a bad night for him, and Billy Decker rounded out the top 5.
Yeah, Billy Decker was strong again the last couple of nights, and I think that had a little bit to do with the fact that him and Larry were starting to exchange some notes.
Well, and Pat Ward actually got a good run finally as well, and Larry was helping quite a few people, actually. I was here with a drivers meeting, and Kyle Coffey actually came on over, and he was talking to Larry and told him how his car was actually loose and couldn't get any bite, and Larry was telling him what to do with the left rear and everything else. He knows Kyle qualified easily through the heat tonight and showed some speed.
The guy I expect to win whenever we come down here, and he has yet to win in Florida. That's Matt Shepard. We've talked about him. You guys talked about him on the recaps, you and Joe Grabanowski, all week long about the different things that he was able to do. But I was surprised that he didn't clip one off down here at Volusia, because traditionally Matt at least finds a way to get a win down here. And more often than not, unfortunately for him, he almost went backwards more than he went forwards.
Yeah, except tonight. I mean, tonight he was solid. But again, I think they came down, tinkered with a few things the first couple nights, got frustrated and said, no, we're going back to the basics. That's going to work for us. He always could find one fast lap for time trials, and then the feature was just in and out. And I don't think they, like he said, there's nothing they did down here that he could take back to New York anyways. But the other frustration is he didn't go home with very much money.
Yeah, that's a tough trip when you come down, and you struggle and don't do what you want to do. And, Dean, another guy that had a decent week, showed some speed at times, then struggled a bit was Eric Rudolph. A couple of nights you thought he had a shot at the win.
Eric was strong at the beginning of the week, and then last night he had some struggles. But, Eric he's getting to be in that top echelon. Yeah, I think he's just almost right there. And Eric is turning into a driver that can, win wherever we go, like winning last year at Eldora, and then, we can go to a little bull ring like Cornwall or something, he can win there. So he's getting there, and, with his dad and, usually one crew member. So they might not have the resources as some of the HBRs and the Gypsums and stuff like that, but he's always right there, and you never know when he's going to pull off that big win.
So we're down here. This a lot of guys use it to test. A lot of guys say it matters for momentum only, matters for testing, tuning, figuring things out. What do you think this means, Bill, when we get back home? Are we going to see the Larry Wight and the Matt Williamson show, or is there going to be other guys kind of, okay, we're done messing around now. Now the season starts. Let's get things going.
I think walking through the pits the last couple nights, I simply discovered that the guys are here. They race here. This is a self-entity. It stands alone. It's an anomaly. And when they go home, I think we're going to see what we've seen in the past. I think, Matt Williamson, Larry Wight, Matt Shepard, Eric Rudolph, they're all going to be up there fighting for the Superior Series title. And then again, of course, the old traditional guys too. I don't think it means that much, other than the fact it's February, we're in Florida, it's hot, it's modified racing.
I'm glad it's hot finally. Dean, your thoughts on that?
Well, it's as you know, we're going to go back home to what, 5 degrees?
Oh, you're going back home. I'm staying for another week.
Well, yeah. Well, I'm staying for 2 more days, but it's interesting when you talk. I mean, you always got to look at the big six. We can throw in Billy Decker and Jimmy Phelps. There's the big six. Who's going to step up? Who's going to get into that? Is it going to be Peter Britton this year? Will it be Demetrius Gelos? Will it be him? Or Now the big thing is Chris Heil. I mean, there's a lot of people think Chris Heil is going to be an underdog as far as pulling off a couple wins and being strong, because when he ran the Super DIRTcar Series last year, he actually ran top fives. And so I think it's going to be an interesting season. I know Jimmy Phelps. He's the one that really wants to. He goes, I'm not a sixth-place guy in points. And it'll be interesting to see what he does. And then, of course, Matt Shepard's got motivation because he wasn't the champion last year. So I think it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, for me, the way Matt Williamson, the season he had last year, and he came out of the box as crappy gets down here at Volusia. Again, he was hanging his head, licked his wounds, went back to Canada, and then decided that he was going to be, Money Matt the rest of the year, and ended up winning that Super DIRTcar Series championship. I think this is a sign of things to come for that Buzz Shoe team and what, they're going to be able to accomplish this year. It was interesting talking to him earlier. He talked, that part failure they had the other night was like the first part failure they've had in nearly 2 years. So, that's incredible, since Matt's been with the team that one time. So that's a guy I'm going to watch when we go home. Larry Wight is Larry Wight. And, again, I think Matt Shepard rebounds from this. I don't think this is any indication, Florida at all, of what Shepard can do. So, all in all, fun time. I only got to be here one day. So, but hopefully you guys have enjoyed all the coverage here on Dirt Track Digest. Dean, your final thoughts?
Well, I was here for all 12 nights. And, it's something to be part of something so cool. And then it's hard to believe. I've been in racing for 35 years, and to say, God, we were here for 12 nights in a row. We didn't have one rain out, one weather out. We had tornado warning one night, and we were at Applebee's watching the doors swing open and the rain come down sideways, but we got all 12 in, and now I'm ready for April 11th at Can-Am to get the season going, and we're going to be announcing more Platinum guys as we go on. We signed some guys down here that we're going to do the photos during the week on social media, and I think people are going to be very happy, and now I'm ready to go. Let's go racing.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go racing. Bill, what do you think?
I think it's time to go home for you guys. It's time for me to get back to where I'm going to be for the next 2 months in South Florida. And I think it's time for a lot of these guys to go home because there was frustration in the last 15 or 20 laps tonight. Mike Maresca, Stuart Friesen, Brett Hearn. I'm sure there's some hard feelings after what happened out there in the closing laps.
Yeah, there was some fender banging going on there. Is everybody trying to get where they want to get? Well, again, we thank you for staying tuned to Dirt Track Digest this week. Bill Foley, great job. Just want to say that, man. We appreciate it. Joe, I know you're not in this one, but we thank you for what you did this week for you as well. Dean, thanks a lot as always. Thanks for being on. And again, thanks race fans for watching. My name is Mike Mallett for Bill Foley and Dean Reynolds. And hopefully we'll catch you down the road here in the Northeast here in just a couple of weeks.